We are live.
Hello,
We're
I'm
live.
Matt Bergman, and you are listening to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 263. I'm here tonight with Jared Schneiderman,
What's up, guys?
Johnny Rocket,
What's going on?
Liberty Freeman,
What's up?
and Sam Jacobs.
Hey guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming on tonight, guys. We got a lot of people on here who we just started doing this thing recently with Zoom. Prior to this, everybody had to be in Anarchy Basement in Baltimore, Maryland on Sunday night. But now we can just do episodes anytime and kind of Zoom people in from all over. So this is pretty exciting. We're pretty excited to have all you guys on here.
You're in Baltimore?
Yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
You're gonna fucking die during this thing. I hate to be the one to tell you, dude, but you're gonna die.
I'm armed.
Why do you
He's
tell
armed.
him that?
Yeah, dude.
We'll be fine.
Yeah. I don't know how that's gonna do against the 50 guys that are gonna come to your house for fish tank cleaner, but
For fishing. Yeah. Yeah, so you know a thing or two about guns and ammo, right? You work for ammo.com?
yeah.
And so what do you do for them?
I am their I actually picked this title myself, but I'm the lead writer and chief historian.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. Sam, I wish you would have said I'm the janitor there.
I have no idea what any of this is about. I've never seen this in my life.
Mop the floors.
I don't know how I ended up here.
That would have been a better response, I think. But yeah, that's cool, dude. Very cool.
So you also write for what is it, the Libertarian Institute?
Yeah, a whole bunch of different places, but ammo.com is the kind of the platform that most of the stuff gets pushed out through, and we have a pretty good team over there. And I just I like history a lot anyway, because I'm like a 40-year-old man, and so yeah, I mean, the thing we just put out recently was about the history of the A-bomb, which was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Very cool.
Sam, I once smoked weed with the janitor from ML.com.
There you go.
I don't know who that guy was. So I hope you still got your wallet, man.
That dude was fucking cool.
Oh, man.
That's funny.
We can run in theme here.
So so have you been sort of keeping track of all the stuff that's been going on with all these, runs on gun shops and runs on ammo and all that? And would you say that's like unprecedented right now, or is this kind of what we normally see like after like any time a Democrat gets elected?
No, Sandy Hook was worse.
Oh, really?
Sandy Hook was worse. Absolutely. Like I was in this literally the exact same gun shop the day after Sandy Hook and last Friday. Right.
Yeah.
And post Sandy Hook was definitely worse.
Okay.
Oh wow.
But the NICS system is all backed up, which was weird. But I got through right away because I just was like, I need a gun, because it's like women in shoes. And so I just went out and got one, and I went, and they were telling me like, we got people who've been waiting a week to get through the NICS system because it's so backed up.
What is the NICS system?
National something something something. It's a background check.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the background check.
Right.
But I went right through, and yeah. So no, it's not as bad as Sandy Hook, at least in terms of like getting guns. But
right.
Toilet paper is a whole other issue.
Oh my god.
Well, that's why you need the guns.
Yeah.
Right. You can just go get toilet paper anywhere you want.
Right.
I got to protect my stash.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's the thing I have a question for. How come people haven't just been buying bidets?
They have been.
They
have been. Yeah,
too.
totally.
Yeah.
I'm just like, man, that problem solved right there.
Yeah, dude, my wife got a bidet like 2 weeks ago or something.
Have you used it yet, dude?
I have not used it. No, I'm not all about like squirting water on my bunghole.
Yeah,
You'll
seems
use
so
the auto
weird,
blow, but you
man.
won't use the bidet.
Correct.
You could do where you hook the hose up to the water on the back of the toilet,
Got
where
a
your
water
water comes out of the wall, and you just use like a kitchen sink sprayer hose.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's an
We
idea.
send
That's a ghetto bidet right there.
If it works, right? Or you just take a shower every time you take a dump, right?
I mean,
That's the
do
other
whichever
option.
way you want with that.
People are doing it. I mean, fuck. What do you do? I don't
Well,
know.
it's that or be dirty, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather fucking do your business and then take a shower. That's simple.
Sure.
Yeah. Plus, you're killing the corona germs too, right?
That's right. With the heat.
Right.
Fucking problem solved. We should be getting together every week, fucking fixing the world, right? Oh,
There we go. We're just an idea machine here.
Huh?
So
I'm looking
Sam,
at bidets right now, and you can't get them for like 2 more weeks on
I know.
Amazon.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, but there's I would price gouge right now. It's the perfect timing.
Oh, I think they are.
You can't get home gym equipment either.
Yeah.
Like home gym stuff is just not.
I ordered
not
a
happening.
kettlebell, and it's not going to be here until like the second week of April.
Don't worry, dude. You're still gonna be locked down.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey Jared, check real quick. Can you still get the auto blow?
I'll check for you, dude. Why do you need 2 though? That's my question. So wait, you were about to ask a question.
Yes, I was gonna ask like Sam, what are like any idea like what's the most popular ammo that you're selling right now at ammo.com?
I don't know. So I have nothing to do with the sales side. So I couldn't tell you, but they did have a big run on stuff. And if you give me a second, I can look it up. But I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, 9mm and 223 is like always the thing that sells. But there's actually an answer to this that I should have had in front of me.
I would go on 9mm. I'm gonna guess and say 9mm.
Yeah, I'd probably guess
I think it was like the biggest increase was 40 cal Smith and Wesson, which is weird, but totally makes sense to me, based on what I know about kind of who goes to ammo.com. And then 223, that's the biggest, that's the biggest sales increase. So that could be like, I don't know that that's necessarily what's the best selling, but that was the biggest increase. I mean, like I'm a 10mm guy because I want to be able to drop a fucking bear if I have to. And what's awesome is no one buys 10mm, right? So I'm like at the gun shop, like, buying a new weapon, and everyone comes in and like, you got 9mm, we got range ammo. Well, then you got nothing. But 10mm, like, no shortage. But they had limited to 2 boxes a person. But I got a nice box of Hornady for like not a lot of money, and they were giant, like 180 grain rounds. So, yeah, I mean, they're around here where I shop locally, like they're limiting what people can buy, which I think is, fair enough. But yeah, at ammo, it's I don't know why, like, there's a run on, 40 cal Smith and Wesson.
You'd think that like 22, because I mean,
that's another thing.
I mean, I'll just say 22 should be pretty flourishing right now, especially with let's face it, a lot of girls. Sorry, Kate, but like 22.
What are you assuming that I have?
You probably no. I mean, I'm just saying you probably have a fucking 44.
You have a 9.
I don't know. I'm taking notes now, though.
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, a 22 is a good one, though. It's a good. It doesn't have a lot.
I mean, I think if you if a female needed a weapon to just scare someone who decided to come in their house for their toilet paper, a 22 would work out all right. It's not going to knock her down or anything.
Would
she won't get hurt firing it.
Would a
And it'll
22
scare
depend
someone.
on the bidet though?
Trying to see because they be robbing the bidet, right? I mean,
Yeah, they're fucking coming
right,
for that
right.
bidet, dude. You can't buy them shits on Amazon. They're coming for the bidet.
yeah, not the toilet
But
paper.
if you want to scare somebody, even a 22 is going to make a lot of noise inside your house. So if you need to shoot it into the floor just to scare somebody, you can. But
It's much better than no gun.
it is. But if I think if you want to actually do something about some problem, then yeah, I think even a female needs to have at least a 9mm.
Makes
But
sense.
now I'm taking notes. 10mm, huh? Thanks for spreading that out to everybody, so it's not just
I think 9mm will do
quiet
the job.
information.
I mean, I spend like most of my time actually living out in the middle of nowhere where there's bears. So like my primary concern is actually dropping a bear.
Right.
Like
Sure.
my everyday carry is like I'm gonna run into a mountain lion that's gonna want to eat me, which hasn't happened yet. But like, yeah, I need a.
Wow.
Are you in Montana, Sam? Where are you from again?
So I actually live in a travel trailer, and I just move all around. And I'm at my bug out spot right now.
Okay.
But I've been in
Undisclosed
Montana
location.
this year. Yeah, no, totally. Like I've been in Montana this year. I've been in Arizona this year.
Okay.
I drove through like pretty much all of Maricopa twice because I was driving from Phoenix to San Diego to get tattooed. Yeah, I've been all over. I mean, I mostly just hang out around the West because it's good scenery. There's tons of free places to park the trailer.
Right.
Being from New England, like it's amazing to me that like there are parts of the country where police don't just pull you over and ask you what you're doing and where you're going. But yeah, like people in Arizona, I mean, you've like the worst drivers I've ever seen are in Phoenix. People will drive like 80 miles an hour while texting and like
Yeah.
and the cops just
I was just
right.
in- I was
Cops
in
just
Phoenix.
do not care. I mean, I'm just like, what are they pulling people over here for?
Yeah.
It's not like what you would think it would be. But
Well,
yeah, I'm at the bug out spot now, which is like again undisclosed.
Undisclosed location.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Smart.
It's probably like in Montana, though, I'm gonna assume.
Well, there's somewhere where there's bear. That's all we know.
Yeah, that's all we know.
It's probably like the men's room at Arby's.
Just bugging
Wait, you
out.
can't even go in there. You can
I
only
know.
do
Yeah, that's
there.
right. You can't dine in anymore.
Exactly.
This is a perfect spot.
My everyday carry is because I kind of live in the hood, and I'm more concerned about the food that's in my house that I have stocked up myself to feed my family, and the food I grow in my garden. And if this nonsense goes on too much longer, these people aren't going to have any food. They're going to come looking for food.
Well,
So-
I'm not worried about the food thing because the supply chain, like the whole thing about toilet paper, right? Like there's not a toilet paper shortage. There's a toilet paper demand spike.
Right.
So if you go to, Kroger or whatever, immediately after the toilet paper truck arrives, like you can get all the toilet paper that you want. It's not that there's not toilet paper around, and it's not that there's not food around, but I also I went to the store the other day and they had no eggs.
Right.
But then where I live, there's some farmer who's just got a fridge in his yard that's like, leave the money here and take as many eggs as you want.
That's it. See, I'm not worried about the supply. I'm worried about these people having money. They don't have money for food. They're going to come looking for something. And everyone, my garden is the only garden outside of one guy about 2.5 blocks down. We're it.
Yeah, but like Trump's sending out those Yang checks.
Right? Give me those checks, yo.
Possibly. It looks like.
You know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Loans. They
Oh,
are.
yes.
They are. You have to pay them back.
You actually have to file your taxes to get that. Who the fuck does that here, right?
I'm not saying anything.
Just play the fifth, right? No, but like saying what you're saying, it's a lot of reserve demand on toilet paper. I mean, it's not that they don't have it; they're just choosing not to put everything out at once.
Yep.
I think they put everything out at once, but it goes so fast. I have no idea why people decided that toilet paper was the thing that they were gonna.
You know, it's so funny because I actually saw that when it started, and it started at that one Costco in Colorado, where suddenly everyone decided to go ape shit over getting all the toilet paper, and it spread like freaking wildfire. And I've got friends in Australia, Ireland, and Scotland, and they're all saying we can't get any damn bog roll. And it started here. They can't find toilet paper there either because everyone there lost their minds because America did.
I've got like 20 rolls, and then I've got like, I think 48 rolls of bamboo coming from Amazon oh, and here's another pro tip for people. If they're out of whatever you want, look for the hippie organic version of it, because it's like literally the only thing I eat, and I'm just like, oh cool, none of my food is gone.
Yes,
you eat
all
bamboo?
the real food was still in the store. I loved it.
Just call me Dr. Panda, bro. I eat nothing but bamboo.
Funny.
Wow.
Dr. Panda it is.
Here's another good tip, and I don't know if you guys, but like right here in Arizona, I don't live on the best side of the neighborhood, and I go where all the Mexican people go, and always fully loaded. Like you go to the Dollar General, any Family Dollar, any dollar store, they have food, toilet paper, everything you could ask for. And here's the thing: only fucking white people are fucking weirded out about this whole thing, and it's the Mexicans. Like, hey, what's going on? They don't give a shit. I don't see Mexicans walking around masks on. I see a bunch of crazy white folk. Middle class fucking crazy white folk.
Man, you should be wearing a mask if you're going out though, like for real.
I honestly, it's I think it is groupthink, and it's fueled by and I don't care, get pissed off at me, whatever you want, but it's fueled by suburbanites who got nothing better to worry about than, do I have more toilet paper than you? I got to have enough toilet paper. And frozen pizzas for my 4 kids who are going to make me crazy out of school. There's no food.
Well, it's just not. I just noticed at first it wasn't rational at all, because the thing I was like looking for as soon as as soon as the panic started setting in was, where's all the canned food? And there was plenty of canned food.
Right.
Like you could just like load up your shopping cart with like any tuna, any soup, any whatever. Which is, toilet paper, whatever. I'll figure out how to wipe my fucking ass, But, I don't know how to make, I don't have enough time to grow food in the next, 2 months.
See, that's where I had an advantage over a lot of people, I think, is I do grow my own food and I know how to can my own food. So I've got jars of fruit and all kinds of stuff in my pantry.
That's
and
awesome.
I had a lot of last year's tomatoes still in the freezer. So I mean, and I can turn a roast into 4 meals. I'm like, Martha Stewart up in here. So, I can stretch a roast, whereas maybe, someone wouldn't even know how to put that in the oven.
Right.
So I did have that advantage because no one was buying roasts. And what else did we've got Brussels sprouts and cabbage. I made sauerkraut because I know how to make old fashioned sauerkraut like an old Polish lady.
Oh man, sauerkraut.
Yeah, it's in the fridge. I mean, so we bought what we could find, and honestly, what was left was the real food, not the frozen. No Hot Pockets, no frozen pizzas.
Some idiot was stocking up on soda.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, this is what he's just like. Oh, we should get soda, And I was just like, yeah, bro, that's what you should get. And it's like 40% of America is clinically obese, so like 40% of America has a pre-existing or whatever they're calling it, like a complicating factor for
right.
And these people are buying soda pop, which is like, nuts to me. I mean, the thing that I'm like honestly more worried about than anything is losing my gains, because I am a giant meathead, and I have to like I can't eat 1.5 pounds of ground beef every day anymore.
Right.
Yes.
So it takes a lot of protein to look as pretty as I do. And I'm mostly worried about hitting my protein requirements. I don't have the gym that I go to near my bug out spot was just like, oh, we're not like, they told us to close. We're letting people come in. They got to keep the lights off. There was all this like protocols to, keep people from knowing that the gym was open. And this place is like disgusting on a bad day or a good day, So I was just like, no, bro, like, sorry, I know there's EMT guys in here and stuff. Like, I'll see you guys when the plague is past.
Right. It's smart.
But my home gym is like,
to.
yeah. I mean, I don't have a real home gym. I have like a chin-up bar and a dip station.
Yeah.
And like a bunch of kettlebells that I call I've named the Peter Steele Memorial Plague Gym. So that's where I'll be for the duration of this. But that's like my main concern is like I'm just irritated that I can't go to the gym.
Yeah, I hear that. Did you guys hear this news about about McDonald's?
What?
So they changed their logo, and so
Shut up.
they took like the arches and they separated them as like promoting social distancing.
You're kidding.
I'm not kidding.
Shut up. You're lying.
I swear to God, look it up.
I'm looking it up.
He's not lying. I mean,
That's
like Budweiser makes non-binary pride beer cans. Like, this is just what they
rock and roll.
But they ended up apologizing for it and reverting back because people.
No, you are correct, man. Oh my God.
I know. I'm looking at it too. This is ridiculous.
There was a huge backlash against it because I guess people are tired of corporations just pretending to be compassionate. so they took it down and apologized about it, but it's pretty fucking funny.
It just seems that like every business has to come out. Oh, it's funny. I got a letter in the mail today from my apartment complex, and they're like, we understand that the COVID virus is COVID-19, and we're here to help you out, and we're adhering to all the CDC's rules, and we're trying to comply with all their regulations and blah, 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 blah. And I know there's been a lot of questions regarding, rent payments and everything like that. And we're just here to say, this is the funny part. We're just here we will now accept cashier's checks instead of having to pay online just for your convenience during this crisis.
Wait, how is that more convenient?
That's what I was getting at. I'm just like, wow, compassionate motherfuckers.
I mean, not only now I have to actually like go down to the fucking grocery store with all these COVID having motherfuckers.
No, the debit cards as well as cashier's checks during this very, very tough time right now. And I'm like, wow, those guys really went out on a limb.
They're loving you.
You guys are so thoughtful.
Well, didn't they suspend evictions or something? Like you can't evict people?
It's only for Section 8 housing and people who live in federal housing.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think if you have job loss, you've got some grounds as well. But I mean, you still owe the rent when this is done, guys. So
yeah, absolutely.
What was it? Amazon's hiring. I'm absolutely sure of it. And what was the other one? Oh, Domino's was another place I saw was hiring.
That's right. Here's the thing, though. I just wish businesses would at least say this, and just as a decent human being, because it's their property and they can be able to do whatever the fuck they want with it. However, I believe that most people should come out and say, hey, you know what? You have to pay us back, but let's work out a deal. We'll work with you and rent. And I think that's at least what a lot of these businesses should be doing. And if they are an apartment owner or whatever with these people who are unfortunately getting laid off or not getting work at this time, I think it's in their best interest as just a good, decent thing to do is to say, you know what? Hey, you still owe me the money, but let's just work out a deal. You don't have to pay interest. You just pay me when you get
exactly. I was just talking about that.
Right.
If all these property owners would say, we understand the situation if you're out of work, I mean, they have to pay their bills too, the property owners.
Right. I was actually just having an argument about
do
landlords
understand.
prior to this.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I think, if they say, you can have 2 months or whatever the decision is, then you can work out some kind of payment plan to add an additional fee onto each month's rent throughout the remainder of your lease.
Right.
As long as it gets paid off, and we're all in this nonsense together. We can all look out for each other,
I think that's the right thing to do. And again, I don't believe anything handed out. And again, this is not what we're promoting. We're just saying, hey, be passionate. If you want to be a dickhead, say, no, rent's due tomorrow. But, he's correct. Fucking then throw me out, dude. There's going to be a lot of people who can't do it.
Right.
And
well, that's the other thing. Well, what good does it do them? What good does it do them to throw you out? Who are they going to rent it to?
Right.
Well, they can't throw you out mostly anyway because the civil court system is
Right.
closed and or way backed up.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's not really any like, and if they and honestly, the actual best thing that could happen to you during the Wu flu is your landlord deciding he's going to evict you without a civil eviction proceeding, because then you're going to like own his house, and that's not legal advice, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm just saying it would be one thing if you lost your job because of, you're a fuck up and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, or you're an asshole, you're showing up late and all this other stuff. There's people who are completely innocent who have been busting their ass who are now laid off.
Right.
And it's
Right.
that has overpowered this and have made people stay at home. And yet I don't know what the right answer is. The right answer is all of it's fucked up. People should have that liberty and freedom to make that choice and to make risks for their own, obviously taking consequences, right? So if I go out every night and I want to party it up in a bar, I'm taking that risk of hurting somebody or catching something and taking that risk also. But again, that's freedom. And that's the risk you have to take. And that's what I would promote. And not, hey, if you want to be smart and stay at home, hey, maybe that's a good idea that you make that decision. But to force people to stay home, that's fucked up.
See, I just had this conversation the other day too. Like, why are we forcing people to stay at home when collectively the entire country could have just said, every mayor, governor, Trump, whomever could have just said, listen, if you're able to allow your workers to work from home, then please do so. It's safer. Well, it makes more sense. It's whatever. And if you can keep your kids home from school and do that, then do that. We could have decreased the size of classrooms down to numbers that I don't even know. What number are we at now? 6, 4, 2. I don't even know how many people can be together anymore.
I think it's 0.
Well, I'm screwed. I got to kick some people out of my joint.
You can't even be
I
with
got
yourself.
I can't.
I mean, why is the government forcing people to do it? Because people are retarded and make stupid decisions. Like,
well, I'm not saying
have you
that.
been to the grocery store lately? Have you seen these idiots walking around? There's grown
Well,
men who don't
okay.
know to cover their mouth when they cough.
Yeah.
So like, would I be in favor of a federal lockdown? No. Do I think that it's entirely appropriate for state and municipal governments to tell people to stay home unless they're picking up food or medicine? Yeah.
No.
At least
I don't agree with that. But
well, I mean, that's cool and all. This is why I'm not a libertarian. Sorry, guys. I'm a conservative, and this is why. It's because, like, read Edmund Burke. The average person isn't very smart. But they're good at making decisions about like things that affect them. The average person just isn't very smart in terms of being forward thinking, forward strategic thinking. This is not a skill that most people have. It's not the way that most people think. I don't know.
Because when they go to school,
because of 50,000 years of human evolution that focus you on problems that are immediately in front of you.
I don't think so. I think we're teaching kids. I think we're teaching kids to be idiots. They're not even allowed to decide when they can go to the bathroom.
Right. And to be dependent on the state, because the fucking state's going to tell you when to wipe your ass. And this is
with the toilet paper they provide.
Yeah, with the shitty toilet paper and bad coffee that provides. Right?
Exactly.
I don't think people need a lot of help to be idiots. I think people are idiots pretty well on their own.
You know what? If we actually had quit having regulations and people would fucking know not to drink goddamn bleach, we'd have less of a problem. All right, society.
We were kind of talking about this last episode.
Yeah,
where it was, there's a problem that we have, which is we become too dependent on the state's authority, sort of dictate what we need to be doing. And that goes hand in hand with what Kate sorry, I know you wanted to be called something else.
Kate. It's fine. Just call me Kate.
Kate and Johnny were talking about with education, where, Sam, you're right about evolution and how we're designed to be address problems that are in front of us. There's a fucking cheetah that's chasing after me. I got to deal with this right now. But we're also capable of advanced and low time preference, that sort of thing. we're capable of doing that. It's a
But what?
matter
So
of
I
training
gotta
people.
get woo flu because I'm surrounded by people with high time preference who think
Well,
that it's like more
right, and
important.
No,
that's so
stay
the
home if
hold
you
on,
want.
and
But it's
that's
more
the
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're allowed to stay home, dude.
You stay home. That's your choice, right? That's your
You can totally the same way that we could,
That's your freedom, bro.
Yeah,
you can go out or you can stay home.
I'm familiar with libertarianism.txt, and I find it extremely unconvincing during a time of plague. But I think that like the skepticism about the limitations of big government is pretty much on point. I think that the skepticism towards large institutions in general is that's more my thing, is like I don't trust big corporations any more than I trust the government. I think that the devil is always in the details. Like, where anytime there's a quote unquote solution pitched, it's like, okay, well, what is this thing actually going to do? Like, show me the fine print, and then show me about, and then we'll talk about kind of second order consequences of things. But like the idea that I'm going to just like rely upon the grown ass men that I'm seeing in grocery stores who don't know to cover their mouths when they're out at the supermarket to like make the best decision and save us all from plague is just like, I think it's very, very lacking. And I think that there's like there's a fallacy of mind problem. Like, you think that everyone else is as smart and conscientious as you, and they're
No, I
not.
think they can
There's
be.
like ample well, great. And I
Because
can have
we
a
didn't
toilet
used to be this
I can have
way.
a toilet made out of solid
You know?
gold, but
Sam,
I don't. The
you're-
world in which
It
we
would be
live is
cold,
filled with
dude.
callous idiots.
Sam,
Right.
I feel
would
like
be
you're
cold.
assuming our thoughts, dude.
What?
I feel like you're assuming our thoughts.
Yeah, don't assume my
Like our
thoughts,
genders.
dude. Do not assume my
Kinda.
thoughts.
I mean,
No,
I think that assumption is kind of implicit and baked into this idea that like,
Well, it's all
Everyone's
about
idea-
context, right? It's about so in the current context that we're in, I think you can make an argument, even from just libertarian principles, that I mean, it's probably wrong for someone to be out and about and spreading a virus around irresponsibly when they have full well the capability to get the knowledge. All you have to do is go. Excuse me.
It's not that easy. But
You
no, go ahead. I hear what you're saying.
well, you just go online and I mean, as much as I hate government institutions, whatever, I mean, the CDC has been pretty reliable on this front, right? So it's not that hard to get this information.
right.
So if someone has that information and they're still out and about, like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, that person, in my mind, is committing an act of aggression,
If
Well,
you know
hold up a second. If the CDC has had such a handle on this, then why on earth did this lockdown not occur 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Well, they
Why did we let everyone go out and hoard shop like morons
yeah.
and not do
because
anything
this
about
country
it then?
worships the Dow Jones.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then why
I
are
mean,
we
I'm not
shutting
letting
it down
the
now?
CDC off the hook at all, and I'm not
I'm just
praising the
saying.
CDC. I'm just saying
I hear
the
you.
CDC,
I hear you.
from what I've seen on the CDC website, it aligns with a
City's
lot of what
nuts.
other scientists and epidemiologists and doctors are saying.
Right.
And instead of having to consult each one of these sources every time, I mean, I'm just pretty much looking at these maps that are coming up, and it's showing the numbers are steadily increasing, and now that's partially because of testing and all this other stuff
I'm
becoming
just
available.
in regards to this, and I get your point, Jared. But what I'm gonna say is, if you know you have it, if you have fucking COVID-19 and you're walking, you're like, hey, I'm gonna go outside and fucking start, rolling naked in the toilet paper and fucking hugging everybody I know. You're an asshole. That's aggression.
Then
right?
you're an asshole, yeah.
Yeah, but you might not even know you
So-
have it, though. That's part of the problem.
Right.
Hold on. But
And so Johnny, how do you stop people from just like jizzing COVID-19 all over the place?
Oh my God. It's fun to be the girl
Welcome to
on this
PRL.
podcast. I swear to God, the only girl on this podcast.
Oh, we had a girl on last week. You're good.
Yeah, I watched. I saw. Well, I wanted to ask you guys, have you seen this article from the LA Times? Why this Nobel laureate predicts a quicker coronavirus recovery. And he goes on to say why he believes that he's been studying the numbers and why he believes that things are going to wrap up faster than we're all assuming, and then all these other scientists are predicting. And he has been correct. I can send you I'll send you the link right now.
I mean, that'd be
Awesome.
cool. I mean, hopefully he's right. But
He was
I
right.
think, go ahead.
No, I was going to say he was right about Iran. And Matt, I sent it to you. He was right
Sweet.
about
Thank you.
Iran and North Korea and China.
As far as what?
As far as the numbers, the number of people infected, or I'm sorry, diagnosed, the deaths, the recovery numbers by like 50. He was that close.
Okay.
So the numbers are in the article.
Is he like a data scientist or something? Or is he like a medical professional?
He's a Stanford biophysicist.
Okay.
He's not he's not just some dude who decided to grab a number runner off of the internet and play around like so many people I'm seeing online, where they're just playing with the numbers, which is cool. I love it. Play with those numbers, because always question, right? So I'm down with that. But some of these numbers that people are coming up with, I'm like, you guys make it sound like half of the population of the United States is just going to be laying dead in the streets.
Right.
It's not that bad. Okay.
Right. I agree. And again, we have to, how bad, yes, this is a dangerous thing, but again, we have to question how much. They don't even know. So how are we, they're not even. It could
be worse or not as bad.
Exactly. We don't know. So to react the way we are is also, I think, is kind of foolish. Is to react because, I think, what is it? Some other diseases have been more of a danger than COVID-19 thus far.
Yes, they have. Of course. Just in general, H1N1. Whatever, right? It killed more people.
That's right. SARS. You can go back and say, okay, the Spanish flu is a motherfucker. That took out a lot of people.
But they're saying is that COVID-19 is just more contagious, although it's less contagious than the measles. So, or no, I'm sorry, maybe it was the mumps. I can't remember which now, but either way. So it's not the worst that's ever been, and it's certainly not nothing. But I think anytime,
I think is foolish too. To react the way we are as a country, I think is foolish. And again, I'm going to blame the media on this bullshit. And again, the overhype of a lot of it. Just to react the way we are on just an idea. And again, like I was saying, if you know you're infected, just even if you had the goddamn flu and you went to work and you got everyone at your job sick, even the flu, right? Which also
I think that starts in school too. What are we teaching kids? We're teaching them perfect attendance. You get an award, but that's so that the school gets their federal funding for having your kid in school and taking all their stupid annual tests. And if your school's an A+ rating, then that school gets more funding than another school that's a B or what have you.
No, I'm with you. I'm just saying it's, in my opinion, it's up to you, and it's for taking personal responsibility, doing the right thing.
Agree.
And hey, you know what? I'm sick. I'm not going in today because of X, Y, and Z. I'm not feeling good. Right? That's the right thing to do. But at no point do I think that the government should step in and fucking put you in fucking jail or pick you up or send you home and have a complete lockdown. You should still have that right to make the bad decisions. And that's where personal responsibility is. That's what freedom is. That's what liberty is.
Tell me, when has responding to any situation with emotion ever been beneficial for anyone?
Never.
Right. Anger, fear, whatever. I don't care. You're going to get someone the other day likened it to getting in a fist fight. If you respond to someone who comes at you and they're calm and you get all crazy and worked up and upset, you're going to get your ass kicked. If you take a deep breath and calm yourself down, you might lay that dude out.
Right.
So you're better off remaining calm. I think all this panic is emotion. And I agree that it.
Well, that's the thing. If it had been, like, let's say the government is in charge of this, if it had been handled better, in other words, if we had acted sooner, as soon as the coronavirus had started to spread in Wuhan, we would have thought, okay, there's a lot of people traveling from China to the U.S., on a daily basis. Who knows how many flights that is? There's a pretty good chance that this is coming over. So, like, let's start, testing the population, see what we got going on. Anybody that comes in for the flu, like give them a test. And then if they had to take actions, they could have taken them sooner, and they would have been less drastic. It would have been like, all right, we're having I don't know. I mean, I'm just pulling this out of my ass, but let's say like a 1 week we're having a 1 week shutdown.
A flugaloo.
We're having a flugaloo. And then that would have been way, from what I'm hearing, that would have been way more effective than this sort of catch up that we're
But
playing.
that
And
Yeah.
sort of the
requires
No, I
dishonest.
totally
common
agree with
sense.
that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that we should be shutting things down for however long we're going to end up doing it for, which I think is longer
Oh,
than most
God.
people think, but not
Yeah.
as long
Crazy.
as doomsayers think. But like my solution that you guys are going to hate, they should mandate masks in public. That's it.
They should mandate what?
They
What?
should mandate masks in public. There should be a CDC advisory for old people and
We don't even have
immunocompromised
enough masks
people.
to support that, though.
No,
That's
I
the
know,
problem.
but that's hence the temporary shutdown. Get the masks, and then like this is how cities stopped. Some of the least affected cities in America, like St. Louis, canceled large public gatherings. It wasn't like everybody in the city of St. Louis was locked down during the Spanish flu. They canceled large public gatherings. They canceled parades and stuff. And if you didn't wear a mask in public, you were committing a crime because you didn't know who had a
Right.
deadly virus.
Here's
And
the
this
thing. We're relying on
I
the
don't want my
government.
70-year-old parents to die because of some idiot's freedom to go walk around when they don't know that they have a disease with a 2-week incubation period.
But your parents don't have to go out in public
That's right.
either,
I
though.
agree.
Like, we
Other
all
people's
have the
parents
choice.
do. Other people's parents do.
Your parents don't.
Well, that's okay.
No,
but
my
they
parents
have
don't
that
because they're
right.
retired.
Right. So what I'm saying is, no, but I just say to let the government make these decisions is fucking asinine, and to force people to do stuff like that is also bullshit. Let businesses free market solutions to this problem.
Yes.
If the
Agreed.
market knew about this, they would have probably the airlines themselves would have, if they had enough heads up, the airlines themselves would have said, hey, if you're coming in, if you want to fly back to the United States due to this virus, please take this test, and if you don't, we can let you stay here in fucking China until you agree to this. So it'd be all
Johnny, there were no tests.
I understand that. That's a whole,
I'm just saying. Again, government was in it.
right. That's a whole nother episode. But what I'm saying
It is another episode.
that's a whole nother thing. But what I'm saying is, I think there should be free market solutions instead of government solutions. And if we can rely on the markets, because markets respond faster, we have supply and demand curves going on all the time. We know toilet paper's in high demand, even though it's ridiculous. Bidets are in high demand. This is what we should be taking. We should be listening to markets, finding out what markets are doing, and see what solutions they provide, because the government historically has never created anything of value. They're just really good at destroying.
Except the moon landing.
Oh, God.
Like, if that happened, sure.
I knew it.
It's all right. I'm going to go watch a Kubrick movie after this. And by that, I mean the moon landing.
Do you see that like fake video that people thought was Kubrick admitting to faking the moon landing, but it was really someone? It was some random old guy.
Dude.
It was definitely fake.
Some old guy in his
I started rewatching Dr. Strangelove last night, and I can't I have such adult ADD that I can't sit through an entire movie at once. So I got through like the first hour, and I cannot believe how funny that movie is. I haven't seen it in like 20 years, and it is the funniest damn movie.
Yes.
You know, a movie Sam, I saw a movie and I thought I'd never heard of it before. And my girlfriend's like, you got to watch this fucking movie. I'm like, what? She's like, The Bad Batch. And I'm like, oh, fuck. This is going to happen, man. That's just fucking happy. Have you seen The Bad Batch?
I haven't seen it.
No, I'm Googling it now, though.
I know, I'm looking it up, too.
Like, can you stream it from any place right now?
Netflix, I believe.
Okay,
Is
cool.
this one of the many like plague movies that's?
Oh,
like, come to the
I've
top?
heard of this, man. I've seen the trailer for it.
Dude, it's fucked up, man. Like she's like, it's my favorite movie. I'm like, oh God. And it's fucking bad.
God.
So if you comply with the system, if you don't make enough money, if you're not fucking part of the fucking, establishment, you're pretty much fucking going to jail. And it's in Texas, and they send you off into the desert. And you're like, bye.
Here's the description. Banished to a wasteland of undesirables, a young woman struggles to find her feet among a drug-soaked desert society and an enclave of cannibals.
Wait, what is it called? The Bad Batch?
Yeah.
It's fucked up, man. Bad Batch, and it has what is it? Jason Momoa.
Oh
I guess.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And,
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is
Oh
in there.
nice. Well, I'm definitely.
I
Gonna
don't know
watch that.
though, dude. That's the guy who butchered Conan, dude.
He butchered Conan.
Yeah, isn't it the guy who was in like the Conan remake?
Oh, I didn't know they did a Conan movie.
Oh,
Yeah, I just found it out like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I thought it
I've
kind of sucked.
fortunately never seen it, but I'm aware of its existence.
Yeah, it's
I'm
a fucking.
so not a movie person. I don't watch many movies.
Well, speaking of movies, though, like Stuart Gordon just passed away today. He was the director of Reanimator.
Did he die from COVID?
No.
Yeah, just passed away today.
Damn.
Wow.
I don't even know who that is. Are you guys gonna hate me?
I don't
Have
know
you
who
heard?
it is
Have
either.
you heard of Reanimator?
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
like
1980s horror flick.
yeah, it's one
I
of
mean,
the best 80s zombies movies.
And it's based on an H.P. Lovecraft story, who is the most awesome person to ever come from my home state.
Yeah, like in the way that so many movies like have H.P. Lovecraft's name on it just to try to sell them because they're kind of like linked to it in a 8 Degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of way. It's oh man, but yeah, it's a fucking awesome movie, and it sucks that dude died.
Damn.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, Kenny Rogers died. God damn, that's
Oh
sad.
man, I forgot about that, and you just reminded me, and
Yeah.
now I'm mad.
No, I mean,
You're mad?
I'm
You're mad
mad.
because the dude knew when to fold them, huh?
I'm mad because he reminded me that Kenny Rogers was dead like 10 seconds ago. I'm just like, yeah, man, I live in a universe where Kenny Rogers is alive, and then you reminded me that. I
No,
don't.
you're all like these goddamn libertarians. Straighten the hell out of me. Oh man, Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers. Oh, fuck. Good songs.
Yeah, I like Ron Paul. I just like Pat Buchanan better.
Oh my God, shut up.
ew,
Right.
dude.
Pat Buchanan, that's my guy. Sorry,
Oh, wait,
guys.
they let you write for Libertarian Institute?
I mean, I love Pat Buchanan. Like,
That's funny. So what else? We got anything else on that board, Matt?
What's on the board, Matt?
I don't know, dude. I think that's probably about it. I don't know, unless anybody else wants to like riff on anything.
No.
No, okay. Cool. Well, hey, yeah, thanks a lot for coming on, guys. We have t-shirts over at libertariancountry.com. If you type in the code PRL or the code PRL podcast, you'll receive a 10% discount. And until next time, live free
or die.
Or die.
Or die. That sucked. Let's do that again for like intensity. Please, man.
Live free
Or die.
Or die.